Good morning, everyone. This is Chris, IMTM Worldwide Radio. This is Around the ATL, Side Notes, Revisionist History. Now, for those who haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the IMTM Worldwide Radio YouTube page. Do it now. Click the notification so that way you don't miss the next episode. Remember, we also air on SportsVisions 92.1 FM in Columbus, Georgia. You can tune in on the TuneIn app anywhere in the world. So make sure you do that. We air every Thursday at 7 p.m. So also, of course, follow me here on whatever platform you're watching this on. There's the IMTN Worldwide Radio Facebook page. There's the IMTN Worldwide Radio Instagram page. And then there's Twitter Intellect ATL. Please follow. So someone mentioned revisionist history when it comes to DeAndre Hunter. I'm here to, again, set the record straight. Now, for those who are fans of Around the ATL, you know I've done several episodes directly in regards to Hunter and Clint Capella and other players, right? I urge you to go and watch those. I also did an episode not too long ago called Facts Matter. They have to matter at a certain point. Go check that one out. But let's talk Hunter, because I basically was saying that, you know, if Hunter was a premier defender, he would still be here, no matter what. And that's the truth. We would ride out those next 2 years and hope for the best in regards to his injury situations and hope for the best if all this time he'd been Dyson Daniels, leading the league in steals, leading the league in deflections, up there in blocks, stopping shots, stopping players, making their lives miserable. There's no period of time where weeks, months, years have gone by to say in a sentence, Hunter locked down this guy. That's not a phraseology that you have as an Atlanta Hawks fan. You just don't. That's just a fact. Because if Hunter had been that guy, we would never be in the play-in just because of Hunter. Per his production and defense, if he had it, we would never be in the play-in, just him. How do I know this? Well, last year, you had the shooting guard that averaged 30 points a game and the small forward that averaged 27 points a game. Who guards those two positions? Hint, it's not Trae Young. Trae Young is not the worst defender on our team. He's not the one who gives up the most points each game. Again, I've shown this through hours and hours of game footage. You don't have to believe me. Believe the game footage. Who's giving up the shots? Who's actually giving up the buckets? When that other person scores, who was guarding him? That's how you know. That Pacers game that we lost by 1 point, that Hunter only had 4 points in, by the way, he gave up 18 points in that game, guys. 18? Isn't that extreme to y'all? Doesn't that matter to anybody? Because that's a frequent thing that happens. Again, we can't afford it. Our team gives up 3 more points than we score each game this year. Those few points matter. So if you don't score, you got to stop. If you can't stop, you got to score. I've always said that, right? Production matters. But if you can't produce, you got to try to stop your man from scoring. We had a game where we had 6 players combined for 22 points. Go back and look how many points in the paint we gave up and how many fast break points we gave up. That's how you know. That's what you look at. That's how you break stuff down. And a lot of people choose not to break stuff down. I do it for you, so you don't have to take the time. Most people don't want to take the time to do their own research. They just take it for granted that whatever they hear is actually a fact, when most of the time it isn't. See, I go by facts. I'm going to go back and look for myself. Let me pull up this game. You could pull up all the games, people. And a lot of people refuse to do that and just listen to these people and pundits and the radio folks and stuff like that. I'm like, you shouldn't do that. But anyway, so again, Hunter, if he was a premier defender, he would still be here because he could still help this team, even when he's inconsistent on offense, where, guess what? For 5 years, we watched him score 15 or less a game, and many times it was less. Because if he wasn't hitting that 3, he would have nothing to go back on. He would just keep shooting. He wouldn't go in the post. He wouldn't shoot a mid-range. He couldn't go to the basket because he has no handles. He wasn't getting no easy layups off of steals because he wasn't stealing the ball. Again, how can you be a premier defender if you're not a team leader on your own team in defensive category? Steals, deflections, blocks, boards. He's a career 4 rebound a game guy, 4 or less, many times less. Just the other day, we beat, who was it? Detroit. He had zeros across the board except for his points. He didn't rebound. He didn't steal. He didn't do anything. He didn't have anything else going on. See, that's all effort. How do I know that? Trae Young right now has double the amounts of blocks and steals than Hunter does this season. Trae has 10 blocks. Hunter has 5. Trae Young has 61 steals. Hunter has 31. How do you mix that up? You see what I'm saying? That's a fact. And that's effort. You have to want to do that. Dyson, I just posted on Twitter, Around The ATL, how Dyson breaking down how he plays defense and what he's looking for and why he does this and why he does that. Hunter doesn't do any of those things that was mentioned in that video that Dyson Daniels does, which is why he leads in deflections and defensive playmaking and steals and everything. The other thing is, when you go and look at everybody at the end of each season, they have next to their name first or second team all defense and or all NBA, right? Or MVP and stuff like that. Hunter has never gotten, he's never been a defensive player of the year candidate. And he's never been first or second team all defense. That tells you everything you need to know right there. 5 seasons. He was drafted 4th in the draft from Virginia, national championship team, and he was the defensive player of the year in college and the ACC. And we've not gotten any of that because if we had, we win. If he had been healthy, because remember also, he hadn't been healthy. He misses 25 games a year plus every season he's been in the NBA. If we had him for that Milwaukee series in the Eastern Conference Finals, we beat Milwaukee anyway, even with Trae getting hurt. Trae was averaging 29 and 10. If we had Hunter, we beat them still. Hunter was giving us 9 a game in that series. 9. We beat the Milwaukee Bucks and beat Phoenix and win the NBA Finals in Trae's 3rd season. But no, what we have to hear, oh, it was too soon. It was a fluke and all this kind of stuff. What the heck does that mean? Do we want to win the championship or not? We beat everybody who was in front of us. It was a playoff series. They had as equal opportunity to beat us as we did them, and we beat them more. And we were 2 wins away from the finals. And then the very next season, we did nothing to follow that up because, oh, well, we got to slow everything down and lose now for 5 years before we get back to the finals. That's stupid. That's not what other winning teams do. They change up. The New York Knicks changed their whole team over the last 4 years, and look where they are now. They're contenders every season now. That's just not what the Hawks do. We should have been contenders each year. Because again, if your shooting guard and small forward is dropping 30 and 27 each game, that hurts you. If, again, someone that stopped or slowed down Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown in that Boston Celtics playoff series from 3 years ago, 2 years ago, whatever it was, we beat Boston straight up in the first round. Trae was averaging 29 and 10 again, plus more. Go look. DJ was doing his job, 20 plus a game. We just need somebody to stop somebody. Trae Young don't play Tatum or Jaylen Brown. There's revisionist history, which is what you want history to be, and then there's factual history, what actually happened. What had happened was. And I show you through game film, here's what it is. Teams aren't switching off to get on Trae Young on defense. That's not happening. There's times where people leave their man and then Trae has to switch. All of a sudden he's on Miles Turner, a 7'2", 4" guy. Because somebody decided to just leave their man and not tell nobody they were going to leave. They just left them. No reason. No rhyme or reason for it. Oh, now Trae got to play a 7'4" guy and stop him all of a sudden. That's strange, but whatever. But I show you who give up the majority of the points each game, and it's just not Trae Young. Trae gives up points, don't get me wrong. And his turnovers, yeah, those turnovers when they get to 8, 9, 10 turnovers, yeah, that hurts you for sure. But 4 or 5 turnovers has never lost us games. Want to know why? Because he produces 50, 60 points on the floor each night. Most nights, almost the whole season. Again, he's 4th in passes this year, 1st in points produced from passes, 1st in potential assists, 21 a game, 1st in clutch points, 1st in total assists, 1st in assists per game. We needed somebody else to do their job a little bit. That's all. And if everybody does their job, we win. Everybody hits their shots, we win. The potential assist is disgusting when you think about it, because it really literally means if we stop missing wide open layups and dunks and jumpers, wide open threes, Trae Young would actually have 21 assists per game. We'd be blowing teams away. Teams wouldn't have a chance against us, but since we don't hit shots, it is what it is. We have to try to squeak them out. And we should never be that. So again, let's stop with the whole revisionist history and trying to keep defending what didn't happen. And at the end of the day, it's better for Hunter to go to another team, and we got some value. I don't think we got as much value as we could have. I say we could have got us a center. We could have got us a scoring center for the rest of this season, try to get to the playoffs again, finally, and compete a little bit. Next year, still have a scoring center. It helps you really compete. Draft a big that can actually score, actually be a threat, actually can hit a jump shot. Clint can't hit a jump shot to save his life. His scoring has gone down from 15 points a game to 9, from 14 rebounds a game to 9, barely that. And he still can't stop nobody in the post. Sorry, he can't really help you win games like that. We need somebody who can be a threat somewhere else other than right inside. And see, again, he's shooting 57% from the floor when the only shot he can hit is on the and under the basket. No, he needs to be 70%, 68% finisher. If that's the only shot he has, he's 0% from 3. You see how that doesn't even out? It doesn't make sense. He's 54% from the free throw line. It doesn't even out. We need more because all the other teams in the league have much more. And there's your problem. There's your inherent problem. We just don't have enough. We haven't for all these years. And so you need to make some moves. We made some moves. We are a deeper team. Man being in here helps us definitely defensively. Now we got 2 really good defenders on our team all of a sudden. I wish we had kept Bones because he's also another defender. Don't know why we dropped him. But the other thing I talked about was addition by subtraction. The reason that I said that on October 2nd of last year that the Hawks would finish 6th would be if Hunter and Bogey are coming off the bench, it's less points that they're giving up. And that translated out. When everybody was healthy, guess what? We were beating everybody. We were 5th in the East till all the injuries. And then certain people had to start playing more. Both Bogey and Hunter gone is going to help us out. Believe you me. Believe you me. And now it looks like Mohamed Gay is finally gotten it together a little bit. Not only now can he score, but now he's rebounding, he's blocking shots. If we get that every night, that's great. We need it. We need Nance to be productive every night. We lost that game the other night also because Nance had 1 point. He scores 3 points, we beat the Pacers. We need everybody to do their jobs every night. We can't have these every other 3 games nights. You know what I'm saying? Trae is averaging 23 and 12 each game. We need everybody to hit their shots now. We need everybody. We need everybody to do their job. We can still finish 6th or higher in the East. We're only a couple of games back from 6th right now. Still, with all this bad stuff happening, we're only a few games back. So again, let's stop with the whole revisionist history and denial stuff. Hunter was a player that I said should have been one of the best small forwards in the NBA, and he just never got to that point. He's not a 3-and-D guy. He's just not. He can hit that shot, though. He has one of the best shots. But when it ain't going, he don't got much to go off of. And again, if he just concentrated on just stopping his guy, we would have won more games, but just too many times he would just let stuff go. He would turn his back. We lost that San Antonio game because he gave up that 3 to Vassell. He turned his head to his guy, just let his guy walk all the way to the top of the key. He hit a wide open 3. We give up a lot of points like that. We give up a lot of threes on our team. A lot of threes. We were last in the NBA in threes given up, guys. That's a problem. These are issues that need to be fixed for good. Because if we could, we would win. We have enough talent to compete. We've shown that this season. Showed it again last night. Yeah, Giannis didn't play, matters not. The guy who always hurts us all the time, Portis, killed us again. But we won. We won the game anyway. So let's again, we got to move forward at this point, but let's not try to make things out to where they're not. Again, Hunter is gone, Bogey is gone, Cam has been gone, Herter's gone. Again, there's a lot of draft things that have happened over the last few years that ain't been good. And I've talked about this before, even with John. John shouldn't have been gone. John had one bad season, and he was forced into shooting threes when he was missing them. Let him shoot inside because he's one of the best finishers, and he can still hit a jump shot. He can finish inside, though. He was our leading scorer. Hunter was never our second leading scorer. John was. He's the only Hawk who has a 16-point game season, 17-point game season, 19-point game season, and 21-point game season in 4 straight seasons. The only other Hawk to do that or more is Trae Young. That's it. That's the list. Check it. We let him go for piddly sticks. We got to stop that too. So at least we got something back this time instead of letting people walk long term. Still don't know what's going to happen with Clint, but if he comes off the bench, makes us a deeper team, like I've said, we'll see what happens. But anyway, make sure you watch Around the ATL on IMTN Worldwide Radio on YouTube. Listen every Thursday on SportsVisions 92.1 FM on the TuneIn app. Make sure you're following on Twitter, Intellect ATL, and or on Facebook or Instagram, IMTN Worldwide Radio. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.